Hello, Savvy Girls. We are live with special guest star, my son, Jackson Bonanno. So what we're talking about is May is Skin Cancer Prevention Awareness Month.
And also National Humor Month.
Yeah, right. So that's a whole other live stream. We'll do another time for fun, right? But I just wanted to talk about skin cancer prevention and sunscreen. One of the biggest questions that I get is what type of sunscreen to use, because most people are aware that we need to protect our skin from the sun, and most people are aware that most conventional sunscreens contain harmful chemicals, and it's really hard to find a natural sunscreen that works properly, that's effective, that does not have, no greenwashing, doesn't have any harmful chemicals, and that looks good and doesn't leave you with that sheet white look, which neither of my sons will tolerate. A few good sunscreens that I have found, we've talked about it in the group, there's a couple of posts. A couple of my favorites are Badger, Block Island Organics, which Jackson likes.
It doesn't leave the white maskness on your face. I like it a lot. I take it whenever I go to like the pool or something.
I actually am going to do a review and giveaway on it in a couple weeks, so you have a chance to win a bottle. So that's a really good one. And also Solar by Davita is a good one, and it has some anti-aging properties in it also. And then another really good one that I have not tried yet, but is Josh Rosebrook. He has an entire line of really good organic products, hair care, skin care, but a lot of people rave about that one. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about quickly is Tammy had left a comment about titanium dioxide. So Jackson has a few words about titanium dioxide.
So titanium dioxide nanoparticles may lead to the following: neurological dysfunction, genetic disorders, and possibly cancer, which is ironic because we're talking about skin cancer. But this is even worse types of cancers. Who knows what you can get? So yeah, try to avoid titanium dioxide.
Yeah, the thing about titanium dioxide, very well said, Jackson, is it can be safe, but it's in the processing. It has to be a very clean type of titanium dioxide, and you really don't know what you're getting. And there have been some studies in lab rats have gotten cancer from it. So it's safer than a lot of the bad ones, but it's not as good as zinc, non-nanoparticle zinc oxide. And
also I saw that it was in like a lot of candies and toothpaste that kids use and eat. So who knows? I could be filled with it, and if that's in everyday life, like, it raises the chance of kids growing up and getting cancer.
Exactly. I'm so glad my son is so smart about these things. And that's part of why I do what I do and why I started this group and why I'm started doing what I'm doing, coaching people, is to just raise awareness about the chemicals and also teach people that there's so many healthy alternatives. You don't have to be using harmful things. And knowledge is power, and to know what to avoid and why to avoid it, and then what to use instead. It's not about fear. It's kind of like food. There's unhealthy choices and then there's healthy choices. You don't have to avoid everything. But what I wanted to stress, being that it's Skin Cancer Prevention Awareness Month, is really good idea to get skin checks. I had talked to their pediatricians, and they checked him, but I wanted to take him to a dermatologist because we really should be doing that once a year, I'd say, at least. I do it. I check myself. I go to the dermatologist, and I had sort of been planning on taking them, and I put it off, and okay, I'll do it. And then about a month and a half ago, my older son came to me. My older son, Joey, he's 14, and he said, Mom, I have these 2 moles on my back, and they were new. I mean, he hadn't, and I thought, well, that's really wise of him to notice that. And I said, well, I'm going to make that appointment sooner rather than later. They didn't look odd. They weren't, didn't look suspicious, but I still, because they were new, and I thought they should be checked along with everything. So it turns out the dermatologist, she didn't think that they looked suspicious, but she said we could remove one, and if it's benign, leave the other. or we could remove both. And I said, just get rid of them both. What's no harm done? And Jackson actually had one removed as well.
Mine was fine.
His was fine, yes,
Perfectly fine.
which is good, benign. And Joey's actually were both benign, but one of them came back as what they call atypical. So they recommend what they call an excision, so it has to be removed. And I guess what happens is it's benign now, but because it's atypical, it would eventually turn into some type of melanoma potentially. And that's scary. And she said if it went untreated, it would eventually. In fact, I asked her because he's in spring training right now for football, and he's got to be out for about a week. Just he can't throw or exercise because he'll have some stitches, a little incision. And so he doesn't want to give a week of football up. And she said it can't wait till after season. Yeah, she goes, I wouldn't wait that long because the season doesn't end, until November. So it's, semi-serious enough to get to address it. But my point is, had we waited, and never gotten checked, down the road, he probably would have gotten skin cancer. So I feel very grateful and blessed that we caught that so early. The lesson here is just get your skin checked. Check yourself, because he caught it himself, and then have the dermatologist, because they have that trained eye. And then also the other lesson I find, and I found this with myself for my entire life, is better safe than sorry. If there's something that even has any question, get rid of it. Why, and plus some of them are not very attractive anyway. So I think that's it for now. Do you have anything to add?
No, not really.
No. Okay. But any questions, leave them in the comments. And also, if you, any of your favorite sunscreens, leave them in the comments, and so we can all learn, and if there's a sunscreen that you use that you like a lot. And I'm going to be researching more sunscreens and talking about it. And also keep an eye out for the review and giveaway for Black Island Organics in a couple weeks. All right. Have a great night, guys. I'll see you later.